Chapter 4. A Portal Between Dimensions. A few hours later, the wormhole came into view. "There it is!" shouted Ronan. The other two turned to look, filled with excitement. "Woo!" they shouted as they got nearer and nearer to the amazing portal that could take them anywhere. "So what exactly do we plan to find on the other side?" asked Patrick S. An uninhabited, but inhabitable, planet," replied Peter, his eyes still glued to the amazing sight before them. "Anyway, we should be sucked into the wormhole's pull in 10 minutes, and if I don't press this button at exactly the right second, we're all dead," stated Patrick S. Peter and Ronan exchanged a glance. In 9 minutes they all sat there, filled with anticipation, the wormhole swirling around and around, while the shuttle slowly drew nearer and nearer. 30 seconds, shouted Peter. Once the timer hit 10 seconds, he turned to Patrick S. and said, "Once I say go, hit the button. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!" Patrick S. slammed his hand down on the button, and the ship began to travel faster than the speed of sound, while it spiraled round and round. Ronan, Peter, and Patrick S. all held on to the nearest pole as their bodies were being forced back, gravity trying to fling them against the wall. After a few seconds, they appeared somewhere unrecognizable but 100% inhabited. There were flying cars soaring past the shuttle windows, almost scraping the tiles off as they did. Suddenly they heard a transmission come through on the radio, and they listened in and heard an alien voice begin to speak. "You are driving an unidentifiable spacecraft. You must pay your tax," said the distorted voice. "Yeah, we'll do that. But first, could you please tell us where the nearest uninhabited but inhabitable planet is?" asked Peter, expecting an answer that would disappoint all three of them. But instead the alien said, "In the Dagobah system, 4 light years away." Ronan, Peter, and Patrick S. all exchanged a glance, and Patrick S. asked, "Are there any planets closer to here than that?" "No," the alien said, sounding dull and in a way dead inside. "Well, that leaves us one choice," said Ronan, and with that he changed the dial on the radio. "To the next wormhole," he shouted. After 30 minutes they were through the wormhole, playing Uno. They were all waiting for the police to come through on the transmission, but instead the cockpit door opened to reveal a sinister-looking alien police force. Just as the alien's mouth opened to speak, Ronan asked, "Where is the nearest uninhabited but inhabitable planet?" The officer turned to his left and right and had a quick discussion with his crew. Ronan, Peter, and Patrick S. only caught a few words and phrases like solar system and galaxy. Suddenly, a short member of the crew waddled up to a window and pointed towards a planet looking roughly like Earth. "Is that it?" asked Peter curiously. The short alien nodded and took back his position in the line. After that, as agreed, Ronan, Peter, and Patrick S. paid their fines and, after the aliens left, set off for the new planet. In a few hours they had entered the planet's atmosphere, and that's where it all started to fall apart. Suddenly they heard a creak and a jerk, and the engines disabled, without Ronan, Peter, or Patrick S. doing it. They were headed straight for a crash landing. They all looked around in fear as the ship sped up until it was almost traveling faster than the speed of light. Just then the view of the windscreen disappeared as the outside of their ship was engulfed in flames. They were going to die.